Hi everyone, my name is Matt Harnick and this is Focus Friday, our weekly video segment where we focus on you and learn more about your business. Please make sure to connect with us so we can meet you and feature you and your business in our weekly spotlight. This week, I'd like to welcome a good friend of mine and one of our really great strategic partners, Chris Fretz, branch manager with Mortgage Network. Chris, good morning. How are you doing?
Morning, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, our pleasure. Start by telling us a little more about what you do and a little more about Mortgage Network.
So my job in the home buying process is to make sure that buyers understand, how the mortgage process works, how they can leverage their existing assets to make the most competitive offer as possible. We specialize. I'm licensed in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. The majority of my business is done right here in the 5-county area. And that's, I've been doing it for 20 years now. And Mortgage Network is a privately held mortgage bank that's been around for 34 years.
Great. Okay. Tell us a little bit about down payment options. A lot of buyers are under the sometimes, the mistaken assumption that they need to have 20% down, for example. Is that always true?
It is not true. And it's probably the biggest misconception of home buying is that you need 20%. The reality is that the majority of folks are putting down less than 5% to purchase a home. And there's several mortgage programs that allow people to do no money down at all, whether that's U.S.
Really?
financing. The veterans, the VA program allows a no down payment option. So it's important for folks to meet with, somebody like myself to figure out what the applicable option is. Time is money. And if they're waiting to save 20%, properties go up in value every single year. So you could lose out.
True. Plus, of course, as you and I both know, just from being in this current market, properties also go very quickly. So really important to have a pre-approval as quickly as possible and as early as possible in the process. Tell us a little more about what is required for someone to get a pre-approval from you.
So a pre-approval it involves 3 things. So we're going to look at your credit report and the scores. We're also going to ask questions about income. And in doing that, we're going to ask for some documents, pay stubs, W-2s, sometimes tax returns, because we want to verify exactly what income you're working with. And we're also going to look at assets. And, back to that previous question, you don't need 20%, but we want to make sure that whatever money you do need is in a bank account, it's documented, and there's not anything there that would cause a problem on the way to the settlement table. So we're going to look at your asset statements as well.
Okay. And even once you're pre-approved, certainly, and even if you have a pre-approval and you're a very strong buyer, we both know that cash sometimes is king. So how does an approved buyer compete with a cash offer? What's the best way in your experience?
So I think you shouldn't be discouraged by the cash offers that are out there right now. You hear about them because they tend to be hard to compete with. But I think most people are using mortgage financing, and the biggest thing for someone who's utilizing a mortgage lender is I think they're often very focused, interest rate or APR. And I've often said that the most important number on a pre-approval letter is, in fact, the zip code of the lender. You want to make sure that you're working with somebody who's local. You want to make sure you're working with somebody who has a relationship with your realtor, because oftentimes that relationship will be what elevates your offer up in the stack of offers. A listing agent, will look and see, okay, I know Matt, he has a good reputation in the community, and he'll see, an approval letter. Hopefully it's for me. And, also locally based here in the community, which has value in the sense that, Matt and I can get together. He knows where my office is. He knows where my house is. We work together to get through whatever challenges there are in the process. And you might not see that with a lender that's out of state. They don't have a reputational risk here in the community, and the listing agents, they know that. So they want somebody local who they can reach out and touch if there was a challenge in a transaction.
Absolutely. And, I couldn't agree with you more. It means a lot to me when I'm working with buyers, and, typically we're seeing houses in the evenings, on the weekends. And if we see a house in the evening or on the weekend that one of our buyers really likes, and we're going to make an offer, we have to be able to get a hold of you. So if you're a bank and you close at 5 o'clock, during the week, and you're not open on the weekends, or if you're a lender in a different time zone, or someone that we don't have a relationship with, you're not going to pick up the phone. It's very important for our buyers to know that the people that we work with are those who have a cell phone, that are local, as you said. We can meet in the office face to face if needed. But more importantly, most importantly, when one of our clients calls or when we reach out, you're going to answer the phone. You're going to answer those emails. You're going to shoot a text back. And that could not be more important, especially right now when, a lot of our buyers are one of sometimes 10, 15, 20 or more offers, being put on the house. We need every edge that we can possibly, get out there. And that removes a lot of those challenges that, the buyers will face as they're in the process. Speaking of challenges, there are a lot of challenges out there right now. So what other challenges have you seen buyers face, more recently, and how have you personally helped to overcome them?
So I think the level of competition is it's requiring people to make offers above the asking price.
Yep.
And I think that it's a hard thing for a buyer to wrap their head around. So that's why that pre-approval is so important, because we look at the big picture, and we make sure that somebody has the reserves and the ability to go 10, 15, sometimes 20,000 above asking price, and they're comfortable. And for example, to say I'm going to go 10,000 over asking price, it sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. But in a mortgage, an extra 10 grand works out to be like $40 a month. So, if you're buying a home that, you want to be there, say until your kids, get out of high school, going an extra 10 grand over isn't going to make a big difference, especially at $40 a month. Most folks can afford an extra $40 a month. So it really comes down to understanding those finances inside and out, because eventually you're going to show them a house, and all logic is going to go out the window. They're going to be like, this is a great street. It's a great neighborhood. We love the trees in the front yard. And then at that moment, the only thing that matters is being confident enough to compete and to go the distance.
Absolutely.
And the other thing we try to do is convey to the listing agent that, listen, we're doing an appraisal contingency. We're prepared to bring additional money to the table if there's a challenge. And we've documented that our clients have the money. So the listing agent can convey to the seller, hey, the lender's done their homework. They've verified additional funds if in fact it doesn't appraise at the agreed upon price.
Sure. Okay. And Chris, I know that you actually wanted to share a couple of things with us on from your side of the screen there.
Yes,
including your website and how we can get a hold of you, etc. So why don't you go ahead and do that when you have a chance?
All right. So for the best way for people to get a hold of me is, in fact, to go to my webpage, which it's pretty easy. It is my name, chrisfretz.com. And when you come here, there's some information about me. There's my pre-pandemic photo.
And we all have one.
Network, right? And the big thing is, if you click under the Mortgage Resources tab, there's a link here. It's Your Mortgage Start to Finish. We're really proud of this. It's an ebook, and especially if someone's a first-time home buyer, there's just a lot of questions that can be answered proactively by thumbing through this book. And it's going to make you more confident when you get together with us to go through that initial pre-approval. The big thing I tell all my clients is that if I could read minds, I certainly wouldn't be talking to them about mortgages. So the part is for you to be comfortable asking questions, because I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to explain things in a way that I feel works. But if something doesn't click and you're trying to explain it to your family or a friend or coworker, you got to circle back and just say, hey, we have to go over, mortgage options again. We have to talk about mortgage insurance. Whatever didn't click, I want you to come back and ask the question a second time so that you're comfortable. Because like I said, there's going to be that house. And in that moment, if you hesitate in this market, you could potentially lose. So we want to make sure you're comfortable with the financing and how we're going to get you through this process. So again, if you just go to my website, all my contact information is there. And I am happy to talk to you. This is my cell number right here. If you reach out, nights, weekends, happy to have a conversation and get you squared away so you can get ready to make that offer.
Perfect. Chris, any final thoughts before we end our Focus Friday segment today?
Just have fun. This is, you're buying a house, and you're gonna see a couple duds before you find the one that for you. Yep. And have fun with it. It's a neat process. You're going to be in this house for a long period of time. Ask questions, look around, enjoy the process, because we're here to make it as easy as we can for you. So just take advantage of the skills and experience that are in front of you, and we'll help you make a good decision.
Perfect. And I think that's actually, just using the word "we" there. This isn't just about the realtor or the lender or the title company or the inspectors. I mean, this is a team approach. So thank you for being part of our team. As always, Chris, appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Working with you, and certainly will be great continuing to work with you. And to those of you out there, thank you so much for tuning in today. Please, once again, make sure that you connect with us so we can meet you and feature your business in our weekly spotlight. Thanks again, and have a great day.